Okay, so I admit it, I've been getting on Google a lot lately, which probably isn't the best decision because I'm trying to grow a YouTube channel. You guys already know this. I got 500 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 1,000. So I should probably keep it a little chill on Google. But you already know over here at NGB Business News, the greatest business commentary channel on YouTube, we got to talk about what's going on with these companies. And one thing that I noticed with the company is I see bad news once, it's like, okay. I see it twice, I'm looking at the stock price. I see it 3 times, I'm like, oh wow, maybe time to start, investing, maybe shorting, maybe going long, you know what I'm saying? And 4 times is crazy. And that's kind of the trend that I'm starting to see with Google. First, there was the news that Google lost its AI event to Bing or Microsoft and everything like that, which was really bad, and their stock price took a nice little dip because of that. Then I also saw that somebody within Google, who used to work at Google and was a part of a company that was essentially one of the founders of Google, basically, he had some things to say about the way that Google is being run now, and it was very negative. So that was strike two. Then Susan, Susan, we all love Susan. She was the CEO of YouTube that stepped down, I think this week, honestly. And, that was the second thing because that was a little weird. It was like Susan stepping down, but she's still kind of working with Google. I was like, I don't really think that's necessarily positive. Not necessarily negative, but it's definitely not positive. So that was almost strike three. Well, now we're seeing strike four here because I'm hearing reports and I'm seeing an article here that says Google asked some employees to share desk amid office downsizing. So, come on. We already know that's not a good look. And imagine, too, if you've ever worked in a corporate setting, the last thing that you want is somebody watching your back 24/7. Somebody literally sitting at the desk next to you. It's just not a good look. It's like, even if you like the person, it's like, dude, like, bro, what are you doing? Get off my back. Like, I'm just trying to do my work and the way I want to do it, but I want to be comfortable, So it's a lot of strikes on Google, I gotta say, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the article. I think it's very interesting, especially if you have stock in Google. This is a lot of stuff that you should have interest in, or if you wanted to possibly get into Google one day, possibly you could see this kind of stuff, be like, okay, let me wait a few years, wait for a drop in price possibly, and then once we start getting some good news, maybe capitalize on that. But of course, guys, like, comment, subscribe, everything like that to help the channel grow. You already know we bros and sisters over here, you know what I'm saying? I help you, you help me, and then we all end up informed and having a place where we can have good debates, good conversations, and everything like that. So I'm not going to hold you guys up, and let's go ahead and get into the article. All right, so of course it says Google asked some employees to share desks amid office downsizing. And of course, as we can see, this is Alphabet CFO Ruth Porat. As you guys know, of course, Alphabet owns Google, and then Google owns YouTube. Now it says, correct me if I'm wrong on that too, by the way, but it's a hierarchy. We all know it's a hierarchy. There may be some semantics to it. It says Google is asking cloud employees and partners. Wow, partners? Imagine being a Google partner, but I guess YouTube, technically you're a part of their partner program, so I don't know. Normally when I think about partners, I think about actual like people that really made big investments and have a high stake in the company. Like a group of partners. It may be like 8 people at a table that make the big decisions. But it's asking them to share their desks and alternate days with their desk mate. Alternate days. Oh man, hey bro, you got Thursday. You got Thursday and Friday. Okay, I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What? This doesn't seem positive. This seems like a company that's trying to effectively save money, which makes a lot of sense. We're in a recession. A lot of companies are having to hold back. It's very normal. Not even a lot. A majority of companies are having to hold back. But what I'm saying is this isn't a good sign. Like with their desk makes starting next quarter, citing real estate efficiency. Of course, as you guys know, businesses have to pay for these places that you guys be in and everything like that. Now, it says the new desk sharing model will apply to Google Cloud's 5 largest U.S. locations: Kirkland, Washington, New York, San Francisco, Seattle, and Sunnyvale, California. And it's happening so the company can continue to invest in cloud's growth. So they're basically saying, hey, we're not trying to be spending all this money so y'all can be lounging around, stretching out your legs. How about this? How about we all pack in like sardines, save that money, and then we can use that money for investment, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially during a recession. Like I said, sometimes you gotta, as a business, you gotta buckle down, realize, hey, we're not as successful right now, and make the moves to be successful in the future. Now it says, this was according to the internal FAQ, recently shared with cloud employees and viewed by CNBC. Some buildings will be vacated as a result, the document notes. So they're trying to, clearly, what we can see here is Google is trying to save money. Why are they trying to save money? Because their cost of production, obviously they don't really produce things, but essentially their cost of production is getting too high. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to cut their operating costs, and something like rent can really have an effect on your operating costs. So it makes sense why they would want to kind of, handle that, Now it says most Googlers will now share a desk with one other Googler. I like that they call them Googlers. The internal document states, noting that they expect employees to come in on alternate days, so they're not at the same desk on the same day. So I was thinking like, somebody breathing on your back, breathing on your neck. I guess in this case, that wouldn't be the case, as, people would actually switch days. Though the matching process, they will agree on a basic desk setup and establish norms with their desk partner and teams to ensure a positive experience with the new shared environment. I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing. Now working from home is huge, so it's not a big deal really to be working from home, and everything like that. Like Amazon was basically, they didn't want their people to work from home, and their people were like, nah, we're not doing that. And they went on I guess you could almost call it like a mini strike, and they won, and I'm saying, and everything like that. So if people have the ability to work from home, a system like this is actually really good. If a lot of people don't even want to work, they want to go into the office 3 days a week, there's no reason to be having the real estate that applies for people being there 5 days a week. It's kind of better to, at that point, especially if people prefer it, have somebody work from home 2-3 days a week and have another person do the same thing, and then they just switch off on the days that they go, because otherwise it will be a vacant office, which is just money down the drain. Now it says, for anyone coming in on their unassigned days, they will use overflow drop-in space. So they'll have spaces for people who just want to come into the office. Sometimes it's like that. You're like, hey, I got some extra work I gotta get done. I don't want to be at home, the wife, the kids, or the husband all in my face all the time. And I'm trying to get it done. I'm trying to get this work done. So I want to go to the office, and they're saying, hey, there will be spaces available. It's not like you're going to come back to a desk and somebody just sitting in your seat and you're like, oh, well, I guess I should have just stayed home, Now it says internally, leadership has given a new seating arrangement a title: Cloud Office Elevation, or Chloe. Chloe? Yeah, Chloe. I guess which it describes as combining the best of pre-pandemic collaboration with flexibility from hybrid work. Yeah, so we're starting to get to the bottom of this, guys. The new workspace plan is not a temporary pilot, the document notes. This will ultimately lead to more efficient use of our space. And this is actually almost, I think it's a partial negative, because it does show that Google is losing money. But it's also a positive, because I think this could be game changing. A lot of people are trying to figure out what they're going to do with this working from home after post-pandemic and getting people back into the office. Like I said, with Amazon, this could be a solution that a lot of businesses will possibly like to look into, because then they can utilize the best of both worlds. Employees that are better working at home, employees that are better and want to be in the office and everything, and give everybody the chance to do whatever they have to do to succeed. So I actually think this could be, in a way, this could be very innovative, actually. Now it says the new workspace plan is not a temporary pilot, the document notes. This will ultimately lead to more effective use of our space. Now it says Google also used its internal data it has on its employee office return patterns to inform the decision, the FAQ stated. In addition to slower office return patterns, the company has slowed hiring and laid off 11,000 employees in January, which obviously is negative for Google, but I wouldn't really throw that on Google because every tech company has taken a huge hit in the stock market. If you guys have seen the past, like, you know what I'm saying, year or two, so it's not really, and everything like that. Now it says memes started showing up in the company's meme platform MemeGen, which I've never heard about it, poking fun at the change, specifically targeting the corp speak used by leadership to tout the new desk arrangement in which they view to be a cost-cutting measure. Hey, all I'm saying is you better hope that your desk mate isn't like dirty or something like that. You come back to your desk, there's a eaten 10-piece wing that somebody forgot to throw away. You like, bruh, come on. Now you gotta clean up this person's stuff. I could definitely see some office fights. Office fights, that's what they need. You know how they have so many shows on like AE and everything? Like now they have like restaurant wars, and they've like road wars of people fighting in the road and people fighting in the restaurant. Like now there might be office wars, like, you know what I'm saying? Like dudes was like having to use the same desk and they just do not like each other. And even though they don't work at the same time, you're like, bro, you left this out, bro. You did this. The computer was like this, and everything like that. So I could see that, and it'd be kind of interesting. Now it says not every cost-cutting measure needs to be word mangled into sounding good for employees. One popular meme read layered on a photo of a bird putting its hand on its head. Birds don't even have hands. They have wings. You know? Huh? But a simple we're cutting office space to reduce costs would have made leadership sound more believable. Which I can kind of understand when the employees are coming from. Because think it's like if you got your own desk and everything like that, somebody's taken away from you. They're like, why are you on my face trying to make it seem like this is a positive thing? I had a desk. Now I got to share it. There's nothing positive about that. So I could see why they would, kind of be like that. It says Google did, but from a business standpoint, I could see why it would make sense to downsize on the real estate. Now, it says Google did not immediately respond to requests for comments. Of course, people never do. Now, it says the move comes as Google downsizes its real estate footprint amid broader cost cutting. However, it hasn't specified regions or buildings it plans on downsizing. In its quarter 4 2022 earnings call, Google executives said it expects to incur costs of about $500 million related to global office space in quarter 1. $500 million. Yeah, that's a reason to kind of cut down on those costs. Even with a company as big as Google, if you guys spent $500 million on real estate, and they just said in quarter 1, yeah, we can see why Google thinks this is a problem, because it is a problem. Now, earlier this month, SF Gate reported that the company will be ending leases for a number of unoccupied spaces in the San Francisco Bay Area, the region where its headquarters are located. Now, it says the cloud unit, which makes up more than a quarter of Google's full-time workforce, is among the highest growth areas at the company, but is not profitable. It says in the fourth quarter, Cloud brought in 7.32 billion, growing at 32% from the prior year, considerably faster than the company's overall growth rate of less than 10%. But that revenue figure was less than Wall Street consensus expected. And you guys know how Wall Street be. Let's keep it a stack. And the cloud business is still losing hundreds of millions of dollars every quarter. 480 million in quarter 4, although that was nearly half the loss of a year prior. So it's better, but come on now. Can't be having these losses. Now I'm going to skip this. Now let's see here what it says. Welcome to the neighborhood. Under the new arrangement, teams of 200 to 300 employees and partners will be organized into neighborhoods, and that may include partner teams that are a part of other organizations such as finance, people operations, etc., and the FAQ Red. Each neighborhood will have a VP or director who will be responsible for allocating space in the neighborhood. So this is just kind of like how it's going to work. Employees will generally alternate days they're in the office, either Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. They will be in 2 days a week, a change from the company requiring employees to come in 3 days a week. So now employees are coming in 2 days a week. I don't know if they do the fifth day, or I guess you would say the third day remotely. I'm assuming that they're working remotely here, because we all know Google employees are not about to be working 2 days a week. So clearly there's some remote work in here, which, like I said, something like this only makes sense if you have a hybrid environment. A lot of these people probably don't even want to come in the office. So why is Google paying for an office that people don't even want to be in, you know? It says neighborhood leads are encouraged to set norms with their teams around sharing desks, encouraging that pairings of Googlers have conversations about how or they will or will not decorate. This is where the fights come in. Well, how they will decorate the space, store personal items, and tidiness expectations. So you got to talk to your partner about that. You got to make sure you pair it up with somebody good. But it may not be up to who you get paired up with, and this is where conflict can come in. And as you guys know, conflict can be very bad for business. So I'd love to see how this pops out. And if we get any articles about Google employees having to share a space and any problems or benefits to it, we're definitely going to speak on it here over at NGB Business News, the greatest news business commentary on YouTube. Shout out to Google. We're talking about Google right now. Not the best, but we're still saying this could still be a very innovative thing, and this could be really good. This could or this could be really good for companies that deal with hybrid environments, where you may have some people that want to go into the office and some days and go home some days, but not necessarily do either or every day. Now it says employees with computer workstations will no longer have those workstations located directly under their desk, but instead will have to look up its location in a database or put in a ticket for troubleshooting. Wow. Which makes it more interesting for IT. I work in IT. If you guys didn't know, I would say that having people at one desk, I don't know if that would make it easier or harder for IT, but I do know it says put in a ticket. When tickets have to be put in because you have to manage so many people, it can get a little complicated, but a ticket system can also help facilitate and make it easier. So over time, employees are expected to transition to CloudTop, a virtual desktop tool that's far reserved for only Google employees. So there's going to be some changes made. Maybe you were using Gmail one day, now you're using what is it called? Not OneNote, but you know what I'm saying, just any other form of email, Apple email, any other form of email, Microsoft's email server. That's what I was trying to think about. Not Office 365. Gosh, what is it called? Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. It said it will be putting a cap on the number of rooms to be taken for meetings, noting conference rooms are already difficult to book. Come on now. Employees will be discouraged from camping in a conference room, it adds. This isn't good. A lot of this, there's positives to it, but a lot of this seems negative is if you're the employee. You're the employer, you may be like, hey, you're a little bit more uncomfortable, but it's straight. We saving money. The employee, Now it says, as for C19, desks will be sanitized daily and employees will get a notification if somebody tests positive and report it to Google. It's always good to be safe. So let me know what you guys think about this. What I really want to know is, do you guys think this is a positive news outlet for Google, or do you guys think this is a negative? I think it's possibly very innovative in a hybrid environment where we're coming post C19, where people are very used to working from home and not being in the office. While a lot of businesses really do want people back in the offices, but they understand hey, people's lifestyles have changed. Some people have even moved, like in the case with Amazon, because they thought they were going to be able to work remotely, but now they're not going to be able to, you know what I'm saying? And it also could be negative because, there could be more office drama, more office conflict, which could hinder business and everything like that. Because, you know, you got two people who are going to have to be in the same space. And normally that does not go very well. Like they said, conference rooms were already busy, and something like this is going to make it more busy. I know a person like me, if I know how it is, like I may try to find me a spot in the cut in a Google office that like I feel like I'm not going to be interrupted, or I'm not going to have a lot of people in my space, and I will probably just go there every day. Like my office is essentially already that, because somebody's going to be in my space every day. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is a positive for Google, or do you guys think this is a negative for Google? Also, of course, if you guys like this type of business commentary, obviously like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and I really do appreciate it. I've been on YouTube for a minute, and I just want to get the news out to you guys. I want to learn. I learn a lot from this channel as well, and actually this channel keeps me very informed, and I hope that you guys actually get a lot of value out of it and are able to be very informed as well. So if you guys like this, definitely like, comment, subscribe, and I also hope you guys have a great day, and hopefully whatever company you're working at, hopefully some dude doesn't randomly just end up working at your desk the next day. You know what I'm saying?